Look at that. Bang on time.
All
How you doing,
right.
Carl Webster?
Doing fine. How are you, Dom? Nice to see you.
Yeah, good. Who's that little figure on your left shoulder?
Oh, this guy's great. He is the over-involved, over-the-shoulder art director. And he's got his coffee. He's got just the right amount of tattoos. And what he does is every time, if you want him to like weigh in on what it is you're designing, you just tap him.
Trust me, you'll thank me when we're in camp. Think bigger, but keep it simple.
I love the fact that he's British as well.
So he'll just,
Very
if you
nice.
need him to weigh in on stuff, there he is. He's very helpful.
So there you go. Well, welcome everyone. Your art director, me, and Kyle are all in the house, and it's the COP28 climate change session because COP28 starts today in Dubai, and it's the climate change conference where we try and get our heads together and work out how we're going to tackle this thing. So let's do a quick 1, 2, 3 because there'll be plenty of people steaming into the classroom right now, furiously logging onto Adobe Express, which I hope you all are. So do get logged on and ready to go. But while you're doing that, let's do number 1. Carl knows what he's doing here. What do we do?
Remember, folks, you can pause. I wasn't really frozen. But yeah, make sure you pause because that's going to help you stay exactly on track with everything. You do not have to go as fast as we go, even though we try and go at a reasonable pace.
Yeah, exactly. Pause at any time and catch up and then just press play whenever you're ready. But don't do it too soon, because we do kind of go between the two of us. So you do have time to catch up. Don't do it too soon. But if you feel like you have got too far behind, pause, no problem. Right. We had a quick Shemai there from Mr. Meredith Jones. Shemai, da iawn, Meredith. Diolch yn fawr. And then number 2, Kyle, what's number 2?
Hey, do you like swag, Tom?
You're asking me if I like swag. I love swag. Carry on, keep talking.
You're not alone. Well, if anybody else out there likes it, guess what? You can get some if you make sure and let your teachers know that you have completed a project for today. If you have the challenges that we have, we've got 2 of them. Let's see what happens. If you actually finish the work, we'd love to know about it. So let us know and you get some free stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Santa. I've got a really big swag list from yesterday's session to send out. And hopefully at the end of today, I'll have another list as well, which is cool. Right. And rule number 3, quick one.
Yeah. So if you are going to be looking for extra swag, then if you learn this this content today and teach it to somebody else, then you're in the running for the good stuff.
Yeah, you're in the running for the good stuff. I love it. Right. Let's have a quick look at the pagey page we're doing today. So which one do we need to do? This one here. Okay. Now you should hopefully have this page. I did send it to all your teachers, but if you need to, where do I do this? I can do it here. I've got so many screens. If you need to go find it, bit.ly/express climate. And if you're on an iPad or a Mackie Apple type thing, you can use the QR code and scan that bad boy, and you'll go straight through to this page. So we're doing 2 challenges, are we not, Mr. Webster? Challenge number 1, through it.
Yes. So we got an infographic, and this is going to help with us learning about 3 renewable energy sources to slow down climate change. So we will make a nice infographic in the form of a poster. That is the first challenge.
Yeah, and the challenge to ourselves is to make sure we include icons, isn't it? Because they're looking.
We will.
They're looking very sad. There is also a button in here for renewable energy text. Click that, and you'll get some of the text you can see in Kyle's graphic there. Okay. Challenge number 2 is then a climate change invention webpage. We're going to write and design a webpage on 4 amazing, innovative climate change solutions. And again, you've got a button there. Click that. It'll go through a Google Doc, and you'll get some text that you can use in your webpage rather than having to go and research your own, which you can do. But in the time we've got today, it might be easier for you to just grab that text and go. Right. I think it's time to get on with it, Nick Carl.
It is.
What do we need to do here? I tell you what, I'll stick while I'm just getting my iPad screen on, I'll stick yours up, and we're going to go for infographic challenge number 1.
Okay, infographic it is, and you can start with a poster. And I'm lucky enough on the homepage to see that there is, in fact, an option for a poster right here in the top row. But if you do not see this option, do not worry, do not panic. Come over here to the little purple plus, tap on that, and you can find a poster under suggested sizes, or you can simply type P-O-S-T and look at that, poster.
Yeah, post. Good, good, good. Right, let me get my iPad friends there. We've got a few on the call, so let's do that. Add stage. If you're on an iPad, very, very simple. You can see you've got this scrolly bar at the top. Now, if you look all the way to the right-hand side, or if you just, you just scroll until you see it. There's one called posters. Click it, and then you get this in here. Now, the good thing about a poster is a little bit longer. So that's good. Double tap to edit the text. Let's get rid of that. Just tapped it. Let me see. I'm going to use the back button there. You just tap it, and then you can see down the bottom, delete, get rid of it. And then we are all set up and ready to go. Now, just to get ahead of the Kyle monster, because he is going to be coming out with some funky stuff now. If you're on an iPad, go to layout down the bottom here. And this is where Kyle's going to go next. So with no further ado, Kyle, you're up.
That's right. So on the iPad, under layout, you're going to find what are called grids. And you can find those over here on the left. See this nice little column? Boom,
Yeah.
grids. And what I'm looking for is a grid that has 5 rows. And I'm not seeing it up here. So what I have to do is scroll. And then I'm going to see this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not it. Let's keep on going. Aha, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap on that.
Yeah.
And it'll place that grid on the canvas. And all I have to do is resize it so it fills the canvas. So I'll drag it up to the corner. And using the handles, that's what these are called, just tap, pull this on down to the bottom until it snaps, and then pull it over to the right. And now I'm ready to begin.
Yeah, and you have got that set as page background option as well if you need it. But Kyle is
that's a quick way to do it. You're right.
Yeah, Kyle's an old school dude. He likes to stay in control. Right. I think maybe let's do like the top one, and then I'll do the top one after you.
Sounds good. So what we have in here is a photo. Now, if I tap twice, it shows me that cell, we call that, okay? And inside there's a photo. And what I'm going to do is replace that photo right here. So if I say replace, I can now search my photos, and I'm going to search for leaf. Here we go.
An excellent choice.
Thank you. Now, of course, we have a lot of leaves that we can choose from. Now you can also choose leaf backgrounds like these, okay, where it fills the entire photo. All right. So lots of fun ones there. I kind of like this one. That's nice. So I'll select that. And once it places it up there, you can actually tap on it again, and then you're going to get these handles again. So I could resize it.
Ooh.
Nice. You can also move it around, All right, so I think I'll do this. What I want, I can even rotate it. Oh, fancy, fancy.
Yeah.
I really want that pattern to be like that. So I'll place that in there and we're good to go.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let me have a go. So if you're on the iPad, it's kind of the same, really. You just tap that top box and you can see down the bottom you've got replace. See that? Then I'm going to go to Adobe stock photos. So you went for leaf. I go for leaf 2, just in the absence of having any sort of autonomy and brain myself. And then, look at all these luscious things. So maybe I'm going to try and go for something wildly different to Kyle, but actually incredibly the same. So let's maybe this one, because it's got the one right in the middle there. It's got all sorts.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
All sorts of weirdness going on. Come on, you can do it. Come on, connection. Come on, connection. You did it. Right, and add one that was at the top. Yeah, you go. There you go. It's nice. To be honest, there's so much going on in there that I think me resizing it is going to confuse the issue. So I'm done. So don't forget, because I always do, press done in the bottom right, and we're good to go. Right, Kyle, what have you got next?
All right, why don't we add some text for a title? So I'll go over here to text on the left, tap on that, and just say add your text. All right, now remember, if I come over here to our website, you will see that we are doing 3 renewable energy sources. That is our title. So I'll start with renewable energy sources. All right, and I'll just type that right here, and I'll do it all in capital letters, renewable energy sources. Okay. Now, first things first, this is not the most exciting, okay, as far as fonts go or text
Hey,
goes.
don't do yourself down.
But
You're always doing that, Carl. Don't do yourself down.
we're going to fix it. Don't worry. We're going to fix it because look over here. We have recommended fonts, and I can just go to view all and see all kinds of lovely ideas. Let's see here. So many to choose from. If I don't like any of these, I can simply say show more, and we'll just keep on going. There are, by the way, over 14,000 fonts to choose from. So
That
we don't
is
want
your
to do that
favorite
all day.
fact, Carl. That is your favorite fact in the world. You
I
love
say it
it.
a lot, don't I?
You love it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a good fact.
It is a good fact. It is a good
Now,
fact.
I do kind of like, let's see, I do kind of like this one. It's super chunky. I'll tap on that and I'll make it a little smaller. There we go. But Dom, here's the really fun stuff. We're going to go back and we're going to use dynamic text right here. Under text layout, I'm going to say dynamic. Oh, and look what it did. It automatically made everything fit nicely inside that bounding box, which is exactly what I wanted. Ta-da!
Yes,
so
nice.
that's the first thing I'm going to do right there.
Yeah. Cool.
Now, do you want me to keep going or do you want to try and show how to do this on the iPad?
No, you keep going. One more step, I think.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to use number 3, and then I'm going to contain the renewable energy sources. Actually, I might do that first so you can see what you do here. You can, with your text, use, if you scroll down here, a shape.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Shapes are pretty cool. Now, shapes allow you to do several things. You can contain the text in an actual shape like this. Okay. And you have all kinds of cool options. But you can even do this. You can go back and you can contain it in a shape. Whoops, I went back too far. Here we go, back to shape. You can contain it in a shape that stretches all the way across the screen.
Nice.
And that's up here at the top like this. Boink. How do you like that? Pretty nice.
Yeah, I like that. I like that one that goes across.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll just do that. And if I want to change the color of that shape, I tap on the shape itself where you find these little handles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here we say, look, I can make the size a little bigger. Okay, I can change the opacity so you can see through it a little bit. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm going to do is just use a nice blue. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think you could try it.
So here we go. Look, it's even suggesting a nice blue for me. That was easy.
It read your mind.
I know. And if I go to the text fill color, I can make that white. And then, ooh, that pops very nicely.
Yeah, that's what the art director loves.
There we go. The art director's probably, he hasn't said anything negative yet about this. So I think we're in good shape.
Give it time.
Yeah, right.
Before the deadline.
Now, you know what we can do, right? Duplicate. We use it all the time. I can take this text, duplicate it, right? So now I've got another one of these. But I don't need all that fancy business in the background. So all I'll do is get rid of the shape. Okay. And the way you get rid of a shape is you have to select under basic, this little guy, which says, nope, don't want it. Throw it out. There we go. And I'm just going to, under here, type the number 3. Simple as that, because we have 3.
So you duplicated it so you got exactly the same style, basically. Is that why?
Same style and the same size. You notice how it fits that entire box?
Right.
So it's automatically going to align with 3 renewable energy sources, just like that.
Nice. Right.
So now if I take those 2 together, I can select one and then hold down the shift key and select the other. I can group them and I can move them together however I want. Whoops, hang on. Express is being funny. We'll just refresh that. And then do you want to show how to do that on the iPad with the magic type?
Yeah, I absolutely do. Can you do me a favor and put me on the stage, please? Do you have
Happy
that?
to.
You're right.
There you go.
My other one just died.
Oh no. Well, I got you.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Right. So what did I do here? Well, I put some text on and I did that by pressing add. And then I went to text and I typed in renewable energy sources and then it just popped out with this on the screen. So that's good. And I like that. And that's cool. In terms of, you can edit the text and edit the fonts and all the rest of it. If you want to, you can edit the font. I mean, I don't mind this one. And actually what I think I'm going to do is, which one am I going to go to? I'm going to go to align because there's an interesting little thing in here. You can see 4th along, it says magic. press the magic one. Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
That's kind of done a whole lot of work for me, which is cool. You do also have the style wheel. Now, I'm just going to say, if you want to use the style wheel, go for it. You could be there for days looking at things that you like. But I'm just going to go for a line and use the magic one. That's good. And then in terms of effects, I'm going to do what Carl did and put a shape on it. And then I can use the little sort of sliders there to tap that. And then which one do I want to do? Well, the one that Carl used was the second one in, which goes all the way across. Is it that one? Pretty sure it is. Let me check. Or I could go like this one here. But do you know what I need to do is I probably need to move it into the place where I can start to see what kind of effects it's going to have. I'll bring down the start, and then you can sort of see more, can't you? Get it in there. Use that little pink dotted line to align it, and then in the shape. There you go. That's what Kyle did. And then I can say done in that, and then go to opacity, and then the shape. That's what Carl did. He kind of brought that down. And then the color, Carl went for a kind of a mysterious blue, like that. Let's go there. And then he did something sneaky, which was then he went to edit, and then he went to duplicate. So I've got another one here. And then edit text and just put the number 3. Done. Wow. And then click done. And then bring that into the right place. Okay. And then what do I need to do with this? I need
just delete that shape.
Yeah, that was it. Right. Let's go to effects, shape, and then you just touch it and it turns off.
There you go.
Which is kind of handy. And then I can, decide where this is going to go. Are we going to cozy these two things up together? The one thing that the iPad doesn't do, which the laptop does, is that even if you go and select one and then down the bottom here, press select multiple and go to the other one. So you've got 2 of them and then click next at the bottom. It doesn't actually align them centrally like yours doesn't give you a little snapper. But
I had the same thing on the desktop. And then what I had to do is once I grouped them, then it did allow me to do it.
Ooh, good tip. Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
He is the host of the most. Done. Right. There we go. We are rocking and we're cooking on gas. Can you take your screen over?
I shall. All right, here we go. So back to desktop browser version of Express. Now, what I want to do here at the bottom is replace this photo with a photo of the top of the Earth. So to do that, we'll go to our media, and I'm just going to search for Earth. Big surprise. Yeah, actually, let me tap on this once more because what I want to do is replace that image, and it might be faster if I just tap on it and hit replace.
Good idea.
I'm going to have to refresh. My Express today wants me to refresh a lot for some reason. I think it's because everybody's using it at the same time all around the world.
Well, it's that popular.
Or maybe it has something to do with climate change.
Ooh, let's blame it on climate change. Let's do that.
I don't know.
Added impetus to get our work done.
It could be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's still trying to refresh. So what I'm going to do is kick it back over to you because the next step is to get that Earth photo, and I want people to be able to find that. And you can follow along on the desktop as well by searching for a photo of Earth.
Yeah, let's do it. Kick it over. If you could do that, because I don't have access to my computer's just restarted. So
you're all good to go.
Cool. Right. So one at the bottom, the one here, you just have to select it. If you're on the desktop version, click it twice because selecting once gives the group, selecting twice gets the actual individual cell. Right. Now you've got that, you can replace it. You'll have the replace button on the desktop in the top left. It'll be like 2 arrows in a kind of circle. I've got 2 going opposite to each other. So let's go there and I go to Adobe Stock Photos. And just like Carl said, if we want a picture of Earth, probably going to have to search for Earth. Let's do it. Right. Let's get it going. Aha. Now, Kyle probably is looking for one which maybe has the background removed.
That would be nice, although you can always remove it yourself.
Yeah, that's true. This one's good. This one's a free one. This one right on the left in the middle there, because some people will need to get the free ones. And add one. It's gone in there. Right. Easy way to do this on the iPad is just touch and move it. And then also you could use your two fingers to kind of resize it. This is all, very similar on the desktop as well, but we're kind of there now. Are we happy with that, Kyle?
I think that looks so perfect. That's exactly what I was trying to go for.
Cool.
I'm going to have to keep you on the iPad because I'm still having
Yeah.
issues over here with getting Express to let me search for photos, but I'm going to
Yeah,
sort
no,
that
that's
out
cool.
on my end.
Yeah, no worries. I'll keep that going. Right. So once you've done that one and you've resized it and you've got it there, just like a little top of a little head there. Now, next thing to do is we've got 1, 2, 3 boxes in the middle here, right? And now if we go to our, challenge webpage, which is bit.ly/express climate, you'll see on the right-hand side, here's kind of Kyle's 3 examples. You've got solar, wind, and hydroelectric. But you've also got the renewable energy text button on there. If you click that, it'll go through to here. Right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll grab this first one, solar, there. Now, Kyle has also given us a little clue here in terms of what kind of colors we might want to go with. Now, you don't have to go with these, but, this is where Kyle is kind of the master, really, because if it's solar, well, we're talking about heat from the sun. And if you got really close to the sun, you'd see it wasn't kind of yellow like it is right in my face outside the window right now. It's actually, blimey, I can't even see the screen. It is more like a sort of deep orange, something like that, maybe. So that's cool.
I like that.
So I'm going to choose that one. That's fine. And then bottom left, I've got add. Now you've got add text on the desktop on the left-hand side. Just click text and go there. And then pop in text. And then it wants me to paste it in there. There it is. Okay, so you've got solar. Stick it in. Boom. It's big and actually bold. And, I kind of like it. I ain't got a problem with that. So I'm going to pop that into maybe the top right there. And then I think what I'll do is I'll take that and then I'm going to duplicate it. So if you're on the desktop, you can click that. You can click your text, and then there are 2 little boxes with pluses in towards the top left. If you click duplicate there, you'll get another one. Okay. Now, I don't want to use this kind of size for my next bit. I want it to be different, but I'm just going to go and get my text from the page. So there we go. Today, I am doing really well with selecting my text. And then copy that, select that second solar. Sometimes Kyle has to wait and watch me for about 5 minutes selecting text. Then go to edit text. And you see here, it's already highlighted. Dead easy on the desktop, this. And then paste in. Right. Radiant light and heat from the sun. And it's harnessed using a range of technologies, blah, blah, blah. Right. Cool. So now that I've got that, I can start playing around with size. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of pop this down here. Now, what you'll see is that it's automatically centered this text. On the desktop, it's really easy. You have like 3 options for, how you're going to align your text. On the iPad, it's just down here, align. I'm going to write a line. Okay. And then you can play around with kind of, how big the box is. Don't want to go to 4 lines. 3 lines is good. That looks good to me. I'm happy with that. And you can see that dotted line. It's telling me you've aligned it to solar, your title on the right-hand side. And I'm happy about that. So there we go. Right. Next up, we are going to stick in. Do you know what? I think actually may even make this smaller. And the reason for that is because Kyle and I are desperate to stick in an icon today. So I'm going to make some space. And that might be a little bit small, but we can play with that. Kyle will give me the official line a bit later.
I can move over to the desktop if you need me to. I've got things. It's seemingly working out a little bit again.
Yeah, go for it. Just take over, and then
I'll do the same thing in case anybody needs to see, what we've just done. You'll notice there's one change here, Dom, that I've got, which is that I've actually taken that cell, that second cell, and just popped in an entire photo.
Check that out. Nice.
And you could do this for all 3. So if on this one, for example, I could go ahead and try and replace that image and search for wind power.
Yeah.
And then select an image of windmills, which is probably what I should get here. If that goes too slowly, I'll just carry on with the type. But yeah, if you wanted to use an entire photo to fill the background, you could always do that. And you could also use your text effects, which we showed you earlier, where you can contain the text in a box. So it's very easy to see. You don't have to worry about whether or not you can read it on top of that photo. So that's like a really good, there we go. Pop some
Nice.
windmills in there, right? So we have some good options there. So you could do the solid color thing, or you can just do photos all the way across and then put your text on top with a handy dandy icon, which we can look at. Yeah.
Handy dandy. We like handy dandy.
And by the way, for hydroelectric, if you want to use a photo, I like to just use a photo of a wave, because we were talking about moving water. Pictures of waves always look really cool. So to have a wave, you're going to be basically suggesting what we're talking about, which is this hydroelectric power. If you were to type in hydroelectric, you might get some photos that are not necessarily boring, but I wouldn't say they're the most exciting.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's true.
Yeah, looking at a power plant.
There are some images on the webpage if you need them as well. But if you can find them in the stock library, the free stock library, that's much easier. So just do that.
So I've got 3 photos in here, and Dom went ahead and used the titles and the body copy that we provide for you on that little website. And so I'll just do what he did. I'll just say add your text and say solar, and there's my title. And remember, you can go for a whole bunch of different fonts, or you can use a recommended font. I can just use one of the fonts that are in this family of fonts already and use the black version of this. Black is even heavier than bold. And I'll just pop it over here for my title. And we'll make it a little smaller. Ta-da!
Very nice.
And then, of course, I have the same resources. We have the 3 renewable energy sources. Go ahead and grab that copy. And I'll just take this same font here, and I'll just duplicate it. And we'll go ahead and make it a little smaller. You can do that manually right here by just entering a number. I'll put 100. See how that feels.
What are you thinking about the text appearing on that image?
Yeah, so like I said, like we can easily take care of that. What I'll do is I'll use that same little trick we used a moment ago. I'll line it up here. And I'll just take that text, and remember how we can put it in a shape?
Yeah.
I can do this. I can put text a shape right behind the lines themselves. That's one thing you could do.
Nice.
And that makes it super legible, very easy to read. That's, you could use a pill shape like this.
Yeah.
And you can make it a little bigger so that it contains it nicely,
Yeah.
All kinds of goodies. So, yeah, up to you. I think that this works. I think could even do this, just like the title.
I like your first one. I think I'm going to keep all of mine like that, I think.
Okay, so I think that's a good one too. I'll just do that. It's like this, and you can adjust how big the shape is to either cover it all the way or to have a little space in between each line, so more of the photo comes through. Totally up to you.
Is your idea that you work in detail on that first one, and then when you've got that, it's like boom, boom, boom. All the others.
You nailed it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've got my color here. I make my text white. Okay. And then I take solar, and I'm going to just have it be in its own little pill shape. Go to shape, knock it in there, and use the same color. Okay. So that is going to work out nicely. I'll just put that over there. And how do you do that? Remember, you come over here to the shape, change the shape fill, and we have this, our little friend, the magic wand, which allows me to move anywhere and select color from the document. So I'm just going to grab the orange I was using.
Okay.
Like so. Yeah. In fact, Dom, I have to say, this is a better option. Look at this. We make the shape white, and we make the word solar orange.
Okay.
So you can reverse things out, and then you've got a nice little...
And you're always using that dropper to pick the orange up.
Correct. Now, just like you said, if I grab both of these, all right, I hold down Shift, okay, we can duplicate it.
Yeah.
And move it on down here, and we can do all 3 of them can be left aligned. Move one over here.
You'll probably want to flip it, though, I guess, won't you?
You could do that. Sure. You could just take your... I'll take this same one, and I'll put it on down here so that we'll have 2 on the left.
Yeah.
And then for these, I'll just switch it over. I'll take this over here.
Yeah. Okay.
That, and we'll take this over here. And what we'll do is we'll just flip. Remember how earlier you were taking the alignment?
Yeah.
I'll just flip it to the right.
Yeah.
No problemo.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Let me have a little go at that.
Yeah, let me switch it over to you.
Hang on. There we go. Oh,
Whoops,
not in there yet. Hang on. Yeah, here we go.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I really like the way Carl did those stripes across. So I did the first one for solar. I think you can just about read it. I think it's all right. I think I've just about got away with that. Do you know what? If you thought maybe are you not getting away with that, you could always go to select the photo and probably go to enhance, and if I played with the contrast, I brought it down, maybe brought the contrast down, it makes it a bit more readable, something like that. Anyway, have a little play with that. Right, now what Carl did is he selected solar. This is the same on the desktop if you want to do it there as well. And then I go to edit down the bottom and I can see select multiple. See, it's just grayed out there. When I've done that, I can select the text underneath as well, and then press next, and then I'm going to click duplicate and then duplicate again. Okay, so let's get one of them all the way down here, right? And then actually Carl had a good thing, didn't he? Say group. If I group those, then it will tell me, yeah, that's aligned perfectly. And then the other one, I click done. Don't forget to click done. Get the other one. Well, actually, I should have done that in a 2 really, but whatever. Let's grab that one. And obviously the text is not right. That's fine. It's not correct, I should say. But if I do that one to the left, so always align to the left or to the right, depending on where it is. But that is pretty much exactly how I want it to be. And don't forget, I've still got to change the image on my bottom one. So same either on iPad or on a desktop. Click in the cell. Might need to click twice on the desktop and then hit replace. That's on the top left if you're in the desktop. Go to Adobe Stock Photos, and then Carl was saying if you search for like hydroelectric, you won't get anything particularly excited. But if you search for wave, which as Carl said is exactly what it is, find something fun and also something that will work in a long letterbox shape. Something that will work in a long letterbox shape. So this one probably will actually. Second row, right on the left, waiting for it to come up. Add one. There we go. That's in there. And you can see the wave's a little bit too high there, but I just need to adjust it so it comes down. And so what have I got to do here now? Well, I've got to change the colors, basically. That's it. Change the colors, change the text. So for example, in solar, I can go to, where was it? Effects, go to my shape, press the 3 sliders down the bottom there, and I'm looking to change the shape. Do you know what? I might use my little dropper tool and get the sort of background sunrise color.
Oh, nice. Good. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and that's done. It's only slightly different from the yellow, but it is kind of different. And then the text underneath, where have I done? Click done. Come on. And then the shape on this one again. What now? It's in my custom colors now. It's just next door there. Okay, nice. So that's done. And then the same, I can do the same for the other one as well. The one down the bottom this time, I think I'll click. Well, that's grouped. Aha. So I'll ungroup it for now. Press that one. Go to the slider. Change the color. Now this time, it's given me a suggested one of this deep green, actually. Is that too similar, Kyle? You can't really see it?
Well, I can certainly read. I can read your text.
You can definitely read it, can't you? But it's not kind of, maybe I'd go for more of a blue, like in the top of that wave, maybe. Try that one. Let's try solar here. Got to click done. And then change that one. And then it's given me my text. Yeah, I feel like that's
definitely better. Yeah.
Yeah. So now my challenge is just, going in and finding my new pieces of text. So here I can type wind. I'm sure I can spell that one. It's only 4 letters. So, well, I won't waste time on that one. But here, for example, I can click on solar and then edit text, change it to wind. Easy peasy. Oh, I didn't do it in capitals. Edit text. WIND. Done. And then go to the text, edit text, and then it's already there. Paste. Done. Look at that. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Change the box slightly just so it's got a little bit of space to breathe. Kyle loves a bit of breathing.
I do. I'm always talking about space, breathing space for your designs.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Kyle, take over control, please.
I shall. All right, here we go. So you'll notice now that what I've got is I've just placed this little icon on here, and I'll show you how to do that.
Okay, it's icon time.
Yeah, we'll just pop that in the corner over here. But in the meantime, let's just zoom in. You'll see I've done just exactly what Don was just doing. Solar has the solar text on the left. Wind has the wind text on the right, right? And then hydroelectric down here. And we're just trying to use colors that feel like the things that they are. Not that wind actually has a color, but the blue felt appropriate. Now for this little icon, well, how do we do that? Here's what you do. You go to Design Elements right here. And you'll find design assets, backgrounds, shapes, and then icons. And I typed sun and got all kinds of really cool results. Probably too many. In fact, there's even one with sunglasses on. But I'm just going to take that little icon and I'm going to fill it with white.
Nice.
And I could place that anywhere I want. You know, it could be centered. It could be off to the corner. You could do what you want with these. It's up to you. But I just felt, you know, I'll put it over here because it's on a dark shape, which is that solar panel, and that would look nice. But you also have options. You know, you can do fancy business if you like. You could have the icon right there, and maybe you could go to shapes and oops, want to get rid of that. There we go. Go to shapes, and then you have a bunch of shapes, including geometric shapes right here.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Look at that. You got geometric shapes. You could take, Dom is always using this one, and I'm always thinking I should use that more. You could use a parallelogram.
What are you going to do with that?
Well, look, I can flip it. I can rotate it. I can do all kinds of fun things. Let's go ahead and flip it. Ta-da. And if I drag it behind the sun and I pop it over here in the corner and just make it a little smaller, it makes a nice little container for that icon, don't you think?
Oh, nice. Oh, fancy pants. Okay.
Yeah, so then there's no doubt you're going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you could probably guess what I'm going to do next, which is I'm going to line it up carefully. And you can use your keyboard to do that, by the way. You can tap up and down with the arrow keys. But I'm going to take that little sun, put it in there nicely. But Dom, here we go. Ready? We'll take that parallelogram, and you guessed it, we go to the fill color. And just go ahead and use that same old orange, and then it just feels nice.
Oh, nice. That really does work.
So you can do that for all three if you want. And, you know, we don't have to go walking through all that, but I think it's a fun thing for wind. You can search wind. For hydroelectric, you can search water, and you get some nice little icons and pop those up in the corner.
That's a next level judo move. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I was inspired by your parallelogram usage.
What are you going to do there? I'm not sure. I think he's doing something good. And then you rescued victory from the jaws of defeat. And look at that.
Yeah, I like people to think I'm on the way to failure, and then I surprise them.
Right. Let me do the easy way. Let me do the donkey way. Put it over to me, please.
There you go.
Let me get up there. Quick. There we go. Okay, so you can do that way of doing it because that's a really good way of doing it. But otherwise, you can just press add and go to shapes. Everything you'll need for this bit is in shapes. So the first one was sun or solar. The next one is wind. So search for shapes. I wonder what they'll give me for wind. I mean, I dread to think. There we go.
There's some great ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that first one is fine. Add that one in. That gives it a color. I'll go for white. I'll bring it down in size. I'll bring it.
That works. See, you're lucky. The photos you've got, these read so well without any extra work. They just boom. They're very easy to see.
Do you know what? Do you know one thing that I like about yours, which I want to do on mine now, is you've got little borders.
Oh, yeah, that happened automatically.
Yeah, I can't get that automatically. I have to go to layout and then border, and then I can whack that up a bit, and you can see a little border coming in, and then
Oh,
change the color to white. There we go. And now
hey.
I feel a little bit more like Carl T. Webster.
Haha.
That's nice. I like that. So yeah, all I have to do now is really just to play with alignment and stuff like that, and also do another icon on the last one. Carl, is there any? Maybe I think you should go through that way that you made that little icon box just one more time. Take over
Happy
control
to.
and do that one more time.
Let's do it for wind. I'll go ahead and do it for wind.
Yeah.
Now, this time, if I wanted to, I could just copy and paste this whole arrangement, but I'll do it from scratch. We'll just go again to shapes, which you'll find in design elements right here, elements. And then you're going to go to shapes. And under shapes, you have different categories, one of which is geometric right here. And I can see my friend right there, the parallelogram. If I don't see the parallelogram, I can go to view all shapes just to be certain I see him. And you'll notice that there are others that have an outline and a fill color. I just want this solid shape right here. Pull that in. Now, because I want it on the left, it's already the right shape I want. I don't even have to flip it. For this, I flipped it horizontally, which you can do over here. But what I'm going to do is just pull this out this way, so I've got plenty of space to work with it. I'll bring it up here so I can compare it to its friend right next door. And I want to make it the same size. So hopefully if I start to resize it, I'll get that nice handy pink line, which shows me, yep, you got it the same size. I'll slide it down here. And let me zoom in so you can see this more clearly. I'm just going to knock it up a little bit into that little area right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for an icon for the sun last time. This time I'll go back and we're going to search under icons. This time, instead of for sun, we'll do wind.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet I'll get the same results as you. And I really like that one you used. It was a really simple graphic representation.
Somewhere, I just can't remember.
Oh, I just placed it twice. I didn't mean to do that. All right, here it is. It's orange. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and make it white. And size it on down so it's roughly the same size as the other one. And pop that over here in the corner. And just as I had done previously, I want to sort of make that feel like it's about in the center.
Yeah.
Visually
centered. Very pro.
All right, now it's orange. That's a problem, but easy to fix. We take the shape and we simply grab the fill color. And remember, I have this blue here, so I can just take that eyedropper and we'll select that blue.
Nice.
And there you go. That's it.
Yeah, very nice. That's cool. Right. Show us a quick share, and then I'll do that, and then we'll move on. And if people need to finish this design, they can pause now, and then you can get on with this one, and then we'll go on to challenge 2. But you've seen everything.
Take your time. Take your time. When you are done and you feel like you've done a real masterpiece, go ahead and share it with the world. 2 different things you could do. You could go to download, and under download, you have the option to download a PNG, which is what I always recommend for a graphic format. So PNG is going to be a nice image that you can then share out with everybody. It'll save it to your downloads folder or to wherever downloads go. So you go download and that's good to go, or you can go to share right here. And share is going to allow you to actually publish this to the web.
Sorry, hang on.
Oh, no worries.
I'll
do that again.
Mistakenly shared.
That's okay. Right here under share, it's going to open up the option to create a link. And let me try that again. Here we go. And right here, you say copy link. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is going to create a little web page that has your image. Okay. No, sorry. This is the copy link will save the project if someone else wants to edit it. Here's what we want: publish to web. If you publish it to the web, you'll notice it's going to ask me for a title, which of course I should have done at the beginning. Shame on me. Poster.
Never learn.
I'll never learn.
Let's try harder.
That's the worst. Poster climate change, publish link. And that will, when you publish a link, publish your design as a image. And then you're going to be able to take that link and share it with everybody. Make sure people see the work that you have done. All right.
Cool.
And on the iPad, I'll kick it over to Dom here.
I gotcha. I'm back on.
There you go.
I'm back in the world of the living.
Nice.
Right. Let's go. So, I mean, I'm really happy with this. I mean, it's made me feel extremely professional, I must admit. And I'm going to, first of all, in the top right, you can see an arrow pointing down into like a bucket. Let's go for that one. And then automatically save to camera roll. Boom. And then we can also press the arrow going up. And that this also has the option to save image, which is kind of confusing. But you also have the option to copy link if you scroll across. And then do that. It's preparing my file. And then it'll kick out the link. And then I can go and put that into a web, a browser. And then it will be there for all of eternity. Right.
or for as long as these servers are going.
Yeah, exactly that. Right. Let us go back to this one. Okay. So what is happening? Challenge number 1, done. Doesn't mean that you have to be done. You can pause now and get on with finishing that one. That's absolutely fine. We're going to go on to challenge number 2 now, which is the web page. But don't feel like you have to go across. That's absolutely fine. So let's go here. Challenge number 2, invention web page. Write and design a web page on 4 amazing, innovative climate change solutions. And here is some text. If you click that button, it will open up this page here. These are just 4 examples. You don't have to use these. You can do your own research. That's absolutely fine. But just for the purposes of this session now, it might be easier for you to just use these. And I've also got like YouTube videos in there, which is a nice way for you to be able to, sort of pump up your work and get some good stuff going. Right. So I think what we'll do now, Kyle, is are you okay to start this one off?
Happy to.
Most people will be on a browser anyway. So let's watch a browser start, and then I can do an iPad start.
Here we are. Okay, so we are on the homepage again of Express. And just like before, just to make things easy and quick, I can simply tap on the purple plus. And right here, I'll type WEB. And I'm looking for a web page. Tap on web page. There it is, Webster's web page. All right, now we need a title, and we have a title because we have COP28, climate change, and then we have climate innovations. I think we should call it climate innovations. What do you think? Is that a pretty original idea?
Hey, you can borrow it if you need it. It's fine.
There we go. Climate innovations, and I'm going to write under a subtitle for a greener tomorrow.
I like that.
Inspiring. Very poetic. Now we need something more interesting than what I'm seeing right here, which is just a big field of gray. What do? Tap right here on this little plus sign, and let's select a photo.
Yes.
Now we could do a lot of things. I could do earth. I could do forest. I could do ocean. I could do whatever I like, but I'm going to do climate change and see what kinds of images we have. Now, some of these will be a little dark and a little bit sort of not so happy. So I want to find something that makes me feel a little bit optimistic and like there is some good stuff happening out there. So what do? Ooh, look at this. Look at this, Dom.
Do it. Oh, that's done something really interesting to your design. Tell me all about it.
I will. Now, let's think about this. If you're using photography in your design work, you can think about what is in the photograph that works as a sort of container for your text. And this circle just so happens to be the perfect kind of design element, shape, to contain my title. How convenient.
Love that.
It's like a solid green circle. It's not really. It's got some texture in there because of the grass, right? But it really is nice to find something, if you can, where you could place some text and it feels like it's part of the design as a shape. So things to think about as you move on into professional design, which many of you probably will.
Right, exactly. Right. Let me see if I can get there on the iPad. Cool.
Let's see.
So let's go to Adobe Express, my Adobe Express folder. You're going to go for Spark Page here. You use the Spark Page app. This will all be in the new app in the new year. Have no fear. But then you can see down the bottom, there's a big plus. Press that. Add your title. Now, here's a fancy pants thing I can do here. Climate change innovations. Oh, do you know? Right, let's stop that. That came up with all sorts of mad things. Do you know why?
Oh, it's using a different language.
It is. So let's go for the little globe. Now we got English back on. Right. Let's go again. Climate change innovations. Nice. Didn't look so.
Ooh.
Oh, let me do it here. What for a greener tomorrow? Yeah, okay, right. For a greener tomorrow.
Close.
Greenock. Well, we can change that one for a greener tomorrow. There we go.
All right.
Oh, love it. Love it. Right. Now, like Kyle said, a field of gray in the background. Let's go for photo.
Also, your title has a comma in there. We need to get rid of that.
Climate change innovations. And then let's go there. Let's go to photo.
Reading it out loud is funny when you say it like that.
Yeah, my demo didn't work quite as well as I thought it would. Climate change. Let's go in there. And then I'm going to try and do what Carl was talking about before, find something that maybe like holds the text well. I mean, I might not be able to do it quite as well, but I don't seem to have quite as good images, to be perfectly honest.
It's not always possible, but it's one of those things that if you can, great. If not, no big deal.
Maybe I'll just go for climate and see what I get there. What I do find with the iPad is that the image search isn't nearly as good.
What did you search for? Climate change?
Oh, I did the first one, yeah, and then I just changed it to climate. I haven't really got anything particularly good here. Do you know what? This one's fine. This one's fine. It's nice and central. It works well.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so I'm going to scroll to start writing story. Carl's going to go probably for something like a split layout. You can see it there on the right-hand side, and then it will look like that. But for now, let's go back to Carl and see what he's got going on.
You read my mind. I'm going for that. I'm going exactly for that. Before I move on, I do want to point out that I did use the magic wand up here in the corner.
I've got that too.
Yes, and this is very handy because the magic wand allows you to pick different themes, and they'll handle your titles and your text a little differently from one another. So I used Baldwin right here. And it's just gone ahead and it's changed the text a little bit. It's a little bolder. I thought it would look a little better for what I was doing with the title. So just pointing out that can be done.
Yeah.
All right. Scroll to start writing your story. So as I scroll, look what happens. It pops up some menu ideas. And just like Dom said, split layout is where I want to go. I'll go ahead and add an image. Now, remember, we have images available to you under Climate Innovations. Oh, pardon me, under the website here. If you just scroll on down to the bottom, you find a whole bunch of lovely photos. And these are related to the copy we have here. And the first one says solar-powered schools. If I select the title and then the copy and the link for the website all at once, and then copy that text, remember you can use a right-click on your mouse or on your trackpad, copy, or you can use a keyboard shortcut, Control-C or Command-C. And I've gone ahead and copied that. So now if I go back to my little website here, I can add text and paste it. And look what it's done. It's taken all three of them and separated them out very nicely for me. Nice. I'll go ahead and get rid of this colon. We don't need it. And I'll select that text and tell it I want it to be a title. I could do that here. Or I can actually change it to be a quote right here. Header 1. Header 2, or quote, right? Different options. So for me, I think, I don't know. It's tough to say which one looks best. I'll use H2. Header 2 looks good.
It completely depends on the theme, doesn't it? Like some themes, the quote looks really good. Some themes, the header 2 looks really good. It completely depends, doesn't it?
Totally depends. And then the default that we have for a quote works as a nice header. So whatever, if you don't change the theme like I did with Baldwin, if you leave it as is, usually you get a good header out of that. I'm going to take this this link to the video, and I've just selected it. You can see that, and I'm going to copy that, Control C or Command C, and then just delete it. Don't worry. Under the plus sign here, tap on that, and tap again to say I want a video. And now it asks me, well, where do you want that video to come from? And here is where I will paste what I've just copied. And when I say save, look what it does. It actually embeds the video.
Nice. I love
right
an
there.
embed.
So last thing I'll do is add an image here. And I could use the images that we have already available to us on the website if I want to, right? We talked about schools. Look at this great photo Dom's got for us. This is a photo that has actual school kids with solar panels, except that it's not loading. Once again, I'm getting really slow internet connection here. I really apologize.
That's right. You can turn it over if you need. Do you want me to turn it over?
No worries. Oh, look, it's got
it.
So I want to save that image. And if I save it, I can save it to my desktop or save it wherever I want. So I'll just go ahead and save that to Express Demos. Save. There it goes. So it's saving that. That's a PNG. Now, if I'm back in Express, when you add an image, you do not have to add images from the selection of images in Express. You can upload one from your device.
Yeah.
And since I've just gone ahead and saved one, I can just select that. So I'll go to Express Demos. Here is that PNG. And I'll just say open. And that'll go ahead and place that image into my website layout.
Yeah.
You want to show how to do all this, Dom, on your side there?
Yeah, go on. Cool.
All right, I've added you.
Yeah, thank you. So we're in. So I've done the first one, just like Kyle. I took you see this section here. I took that and made it into I think I used H2 on that because I just thought, well, sometimes it's kind of nice to have like a standout quote. So that's
very nice.
Cool. And then you can scroll down. Your options come up again. Split layout. This time the image will be on the right hand side rather than the left. Go back to my dock. Ocean cleaning robots this time. Tap. Get it all. See, there's no point in going and getting the title, going and getting the text, going and getting the YouTube link. Just get it all. And then you can stick it in by tapping and pasting. And then here, if I chose, like, for example, if I go to this one, this is my solar powered schools up here. That's the quote function. So let's tap on ocean cleaning robots and go quote function for that as well. And then YouTube video, like Carl did before. I'm going to take it all. I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to press the plus, go to video, paste in my video, embeds in, looking fly, and then again, maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I'll keep it as like a theme where I have like a sort of one-liner to end, and I just make it a bit bigger, sort of like a summary thing. Now, if I went and searched for ocean cleaning robots in the free images, probably not going to get anything particularly relevant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our page, and like Carl did before, I'll choose this one. There we go. And then tap and hold, save in photos, go back to my thing, add your image. Now you can see it's got solar panels in there, but next to the word solar panels, got a little back arrow. Click that back arrow, click it again on my iPad, go to recents, go to that one. Boom, it's in there. And a little tip is you can tap the image, and if you need to change the focal point, it will, it'll give you different parts of the image. And now it's kind of too far off the screen. So let's go and bring it back right in the middle. Click done. Nice. Okie dokie. Do you want me to move to Glide Show, or do you want to take that on?
No, you go ahead. I'm just keeping up with you on my end here. I'm doing exactly the same thing you're doing. Yeah,
okay, fine. So it's exactly the same on both browser and iPad. Next time I'm going to go for Glide Show. Now, Glide Shows are amazing. Now, what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to get this because I didn't use this in a demo yesterday. So use this one, save in photos. That's a tree planting drone, if you can believe it. And then I do have this one already, so I don't need to worry about that one. So let me go back here. Okay, add a few. Well, I said I had it, but I can't find it. So let's go and get it. Save in photos. Save that one as well. Okay. Although that is a really cool one. Like that human-powered playground kind of turbine. Let's do that.
That looks fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now they're in here. I can go to 1 and go to 2. You can change the order up. You can see on the bottom photo there, you got little arrows. Move them up and down. That's done now. So I've got my tree planting drone and a section here. And then I've got my kind of turbine playground. And this is all under my split layouts. So tree planting drone. Now, if I just go and get my text, let's do that first. Where's my text gone? It's over here. Climate innovations, tree planting drones. This is exactly the same process as the last one. Go back here. Now, I'm just going to put it straight in. And then I'm going to do stuff with it. Oops, it's gone to the wrong place. There it is. Right. So let's get our consistency going first. Title or subtitle, maybe. That needs to be a quote. Nice. Then I can do my quote or my, what am I doing? A header 2 for that, I think. More trees mean more clean air for everyone. So I've done that at the end of each of my sections. And then I'll grab my YouTube link, cut it, press the plus twice, go to video, stick it in there. Nice, it's done. It's embedded. Now, the only problem with this is this whole box is just obscuring the part of the image, which is the most exciting. So let's tap and hold over here, please. Carl, you've probably got some fancy words for things like this.
I don't actually, but I mean, this is obvious. You know, this is once you think about this stuff one time, you'll never not think about it. It's the best thing about learning these basic design ideas. Like, don't obscure the most important information in the photo. Make sure that your type is legible. Make sure people can read the text. Make sure, you know, all this stuff is about clear communication. And that's the great thing about graphic design, is that you can do it in a way where it's all jumbled and hard to read, or you can make it clear and easy to understand. And that should be the goal.
And that's that's what makes a good graphic designer, isn't it, really? So
yeah,
let's press the plus. So it's, you know, exactly the same process for this one as well. Paste it in. Now, you know, make sure your formatting is consistent. I've been taking out the colons here because they don't really fit if you're going to do a subtitle. So let's do that. And then this bit here. So let's play and help out at the same time. Cool. And then YouTube vid. Now I think this probably works on the left-hand side. Oh, come on. I always do. There we go. Struggle sometimes with selecting text. And there we go. And pop that video in. Now I might be able to see the only issue with this is kind of like I'm cutting off this little guy's face. So you can select the image, go to focal point. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of move the focal point all the way over to the left so that my guy is kind of more to the right. Does that work? Yeah, it does. That's good. I'm happy with that.
That looks good.
Yeah. So if I go up to the top now, I'm going to check for consistency and I'm going to do this by pressing the little play button in the top left. You have also got this on the you've also got this on the desktop as well. Well, let's go here. Let's check it. Climate change innovations. And then we got a first section. Nice. So it's a quote for the title. And then there's also header 2 for like a defining sentence or a summarizing sentence or a concluding sentence. Then we've got our embedded video. Same for this one, except it's flipped over to the side. That kind of, I guess that makes it more interesting for the reader, Kyle.
I think it works because if you don't want to have it be, we talk about clear communication, but if things are too repetitive, they get boring.
Yeah. Same. So, and then it goes to your glide show, and you can see here tree planting drones. I mean, I might actually, if I close this, I might actually go down to my tree planting drone photo and try and bring that more into the center, maybe, because you're kind of missing some bits of it. Right, that'll do. So let's see if that works. So we're back to play now. And go down. Yeah, that's better because you can see it firing the missile into the ground there, which is better. Then you've got that section. Nice. And then it glides. See the way it does that? And then I've got my guy, and I just moved him with the focal point over to the right-hand side ever so slightly. And then we are done. Okay. I like that. Kyle, should we see where you're at?
Yeah, go for it. I'm actually at the point where I'm making my glide show.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I need some text here. Tree planting drones. Now I'm using just photos that were provided by stock. So I'm not necessarily showing a drone, but I am showing this idea of a tree being planted. You know,
Cool.
you can be literal, and that's great. Sometimes you can just suggest something, and that's okay. Depends on what you're trying to communicate. In this case, because the text tells me what we're talking about here, the image can be a little bit more generalized, if you will. So that's okay. And I'm going to continue with the same formatting I used before, because like you said, consistency, consistency, consistency,
Yeah.
make sure that things look consistent. If for every section I use a completely different font and a completely different whatever, you know, it depends on what you're designing. If you're doing something for maybe like a fun park, an amusement park, and you want it to be crazy and zany, that's okay. But for something like what we're doing here, you don't want to do that. And I'm doing exactly what you did, Dom, where I grab that last sentence or two and just go ahead and copy it. There we go. And then delete it and then add it as another piece of text so that we get that option to single it out with different formatting. I'm having a little bit of trouble sometimes selecting my text.
Do you know what? I always select it, but in fact, you don't actually need to. You can actually just click the format and it does change. And I always select it. Yeah.
Oh, how nice to know. I did not. Well, that's a pro tip for you.
Yeah, but it's unusual, isn't it? Because it's not like any other program.
Yeah, that's true. But it is still very handy to know that.
Yeah.
Because that's going to save me some trouble. Here we go again with the video. We just add our video, and then under edit video here in this text box, I paste the link to the tree planting drones video.
Nice.
Now, as you observed earlier, we have an issue, which is that I'm covering up the most important part of the photo. So I'll just slide that on over this way.
Very nice.
And now when we scroll, we get to our playground image.
Hey, cool.
This person's having a lot of fun on this playground.
Yeah.
There we go. And there we just have to add, of course, the wind-powered playgrounds.
Yeah.
Information.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe what we can do is go to we can share, can't we?
Yeah. Now people know how to do it, and you know how to change the format using the magic wand.
Let's do another theme. Just do another theme quickly and see what difference.
So take a little mental snapshot of what this looks like here.
Yeah.
And what these look like, okay?
Yeah.
And let's go here. Magic wand time. All right, let's do
yeah. And it does its thing, all sorts of mad stuff in the background.
It's going to take everything and just, okay, so completely different font there, a serif font, and then a little For Greener Tomorrow, you can see has been italicized.
And then now kind of a background color as well, isn't there?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's like a light gray. Now Solar Powered Schools has become, instead of a sans serif condensed font, it is now a serif font, and then my body copy is a sans serif font. And that's the main difference.
Yeah.
And if we go here, let's see if these change. That should be over here. Otherwise, pretty much the same. And then just for kicks, we'll do one more. We'll do Tereza.
Yeah, that's one I have used very little, actually.
Oh, look, it has a color.
Yeah.
Quite nice.
Kind of nice, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then, and then a little box behind your type, which in this case is not what I want, because that circle does a good job of framing it.
Yeah.
So to share.
Go for it.
Look how easy. Publish to web. You remember that from last time when we were making the infographic. Publish to web. Whoops. You know what I didn't do? I didn't title it. Good to be consistent with that too. Maybe not.
Exactly. Consistency. It's all about.
And then I say create link. That'll go ahead and it's going to make that little web page into an actual web page that anybody in the world can visit. as long as they have the URL, the link. And once it's done publishing, it creates the link. I copy that and just share it with everybody on Earth.
Yeah, there you go. Let me.
The link is ready to share. Ta-da!
Yeah, there it is. Right, let me grab it. Let's go. So same thing. Box in the top right with the arrow coming out of it. Give it a little tap. Share your Spark page. Create public link. We're all good to go. And then it'll do that thing. Don't exit that screen because that will cancel the upload. Don't exit that screen. You can go and like look at other things and things like that. That's absolutely fine. But make sure you don't leave that page and make sure it's running in the background. And then just like Carl's, it'll give you a link which you can stick into a browser and you're all done. Right.
All done.
I think there it is. It's ready to share. Right. Let's take that off. Right. We are done. We are all done. And there is only one thing left to say. There's only one thing left to say. It's get on your Christmas. Get us on your Christmas list. And get on your Christmas challenges. We're gonna have 4. We've got 4 different Christmas challenges. So if you actually sign up for more than one session, you'll be doing different stuff, quite frankly.
Yes, they're all different and they're all really creative. We have some super creative and a couple of, I would say, if not all of them, Dom, they're really practical for Christmas time stuff.
Yes.
You can use these projects to do some gift giving and some other little things. So we're not going to give it all away, but these are some pretty practical projects you're going to enjoy and they're really fun.
Yeah, and also a world first with Kyle doing some secret things, some illustrations, like drawing things.
New feature express. Yeah,
exactly. Right. Well, it's been a pleasure as always. Please do complete your challenges. Pester your teacher mercilessly for swag. I'll email all the people on the session today to say thank you very much for coming, and do go and get your swag. But in the meantime, get your climate innovation hats on and get creating.
Yeah, get these done so you can get some goodies, and also just so you can complete them and make yourself feel good about completing projects. And we appreciate you hanging out with us. And Dom, remember, whatever you do in life, always give 100%, unless you're donating blood.